Huge shout out to ModMic for sponsoring this video. ModMic is a high quality detachable mic you can put on any pair of headphones to create your own custom gaming headset. This is a product I can wholeheartedly recommend. Links down below to both my review and the ModMic website. The dust has settled in the smartwatch industry and we're starting to see more refined and polished options coming out. This is the Huawei Watch, and it's the only watch I've used that doesn't have any significant flaws, and it just may be the best smartwatch on the market right now. So I'm using an iPhone with mine, and it's worth noting that an iPhone Apple Watch or an Android phone and Android Wear watch would have more functionality, but I only use basic functionality like notifications, directions, music control, like seeing who's calling, that stuff, and I don't even use like fitness stuff. I know a lot of people like the fitness applications of a smartwatch, so I use very basic functionality, and that's the perspective I'm coming from. So with the Huawei Watch, it obviously looks fantastic, and that starts with the packaging. You can see here it's like a leather box presented. It kind of looks like a real like jewelry box, very nicely presented, high quality materials, and just looks like it's a $300, $400 watch, not necessarily a smartwatch. Very nice to see that. And then the watch itself also looks the part. It's made out of stainless steel, so not only does it look good, it also feels good on your wrist. It has a little bit of weight to it. And the band I'm using is a steel mesh band, and I find it very comfortable and good, although it is worth noting that it fell off a couple of times just randomly, like without any big motions or anything. Don't know why, but that happened. And of course they have other band options like leather and links, and I'm pretty sure you can use any 18mm band with this watch. Moving on to the screen, this is a big feature of the Huawei Watch that separates itself from the rest. The screen is fully round. There's no black bar like the Moto 360 watches, so you get that full circle like a normal watch would have, and that is very nice to have. It's also coated in sapphire crystal, so it's not going to scratch easily, it's not going to break easily. When I said it fell off, it did fall off and hit the ground. No scratches, no breaks, nothing like that. So very high quality materials. The resolution is 400 by 400, so it's extremely sharp. You will not be seeing any pixels. And the only problem I have really is it is a pretty thick watch. I'll kind of show it there. It's not horrible. Like you see a lot of thicker watches in this that aren't smartwatches, but it is worth noting it's kind of thick. It also is IP67 certified, which means your fines like splash on it, get a little rain on it. I wouldn't go swimming with it, but there's a chance that if you did go swimming with it, it wouldn't break. Battery life. It's pretty in line with other high-end smartwatches. Other than the Pebble watches, those are a lot better right now. You're gonna get a day or two. If you're conserving it, you'll get 2. If you're using it really heavily, you'll get 1. And charging it has a little magnetic charge. You just lay it on, so it's pretty easy to charge if you're charging overnight. And that's not the end game. The end game for smartwatches is like what Pebble's doing with week-long battery lives or more. But for now, that's about what's expected in the market. And now on to the things that were kind of compromises that had to be made to get a watch this good. So because the screen is fully rounded, it doesn't have a black bar like the Moto 360, there's no ambient light sensor in there, so it doesn't automatically adjust brightness, which you wouldn't think is that bad at first, but then you go out in the sunlight, you have to go manually turn the brightness up, and you come back inside in the dark, you have to manually turn the brightness down. It gets a little bit annoying, but again, that's because you have the full circular screen. You couldn't have both of those, at least with today's technology. And then the other problem is the cost. You know, with a watch this good, the great materials, the functionality, the great look, obviously it's going to cost a lot of money. It goes for around $300. You can get it for under $300 if you get a basic model like black leather. The nicer bands will run you a little bit more, but $300 for an accessory is nothing cheap. And yes, it's a very well made accessory, probably the best smartwatch on the market, but the price definitely reflects that. Conclusion time. This is not a groundbreaking or unique product. It's a better version of all the other Android Wear smartwatches out there, and that just means it's a very well polished product, but it's not changing the game or anything. It just does everything really well, and the price reflects that. So is it worth it? That's really up to you, because the really only controversial thing is the price. If you have the money, then it may be worth it. If you don't, then it won't be worth it. The product itself is incredible, but expensive. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.